Hi, friends. Welcome and welcome to the show of Ask Aslams. And let's begin this show with some news as we usually do. And then, of course, we will also take up some questions which I've already got with me. And I hope that you would get a lot of information as this is a weekly show, and then you are expected to be updated about what's happening around the globe in India, outside India, with regards to the higher education and study abroad. So let's begin the show with some exciting news. You know that there are different types of rankings available, and there are different types of ranking platforms, whether it's QS ranking, Times Higher Education ranking, Shanghai ranking, US News ranking, etc., etc. So QS ranking has revealed their ranking recently, and now we're talking about Times Higher Education ranking. This is again another very respectable platform which ranks the institutes around the world. And we are focusing today with the news of Times Higher Education ranking for 2025 with regards to the Canadian University ranking, because a lot of students were asking about the Canadian University and whether it would make sense to go to Canada in this given situation. Of course, it makes a lot of good sense to go to the Canadian University, even in this given situation. Even in this given situation means for the people who have not been updated that, of course, we had little bit of a rift between the Indian government and then Canadian government, and then the Canadian government was not that receptive with regards to the international students. They put some limitations. They increased the living expenses requirement from 10,000 odd Canadian dollar to show. It's also called the show purpose fund to 20,000 Canadian dollar for the Indian students to apply. So yeah, it was not so welcoming move, but still, that the students who are looking for going to go to Canada would still want to go because of the high quality of education. So, coming back to the point, the Canadian universities have done remarkably well, and there are a handful of universities, unlike US, where we talk about more than 2,000 plus institutes. In Canada, there are a handful of universities you would repeatedly listen about because of their global ranking and because of their international reputation. So, University of Toronto, which ranks number one in Canada, has done remarkably well in this Times Higher Education ranking by securing 21st rank globally, and it remains Canada's the foremost institutions in terms of ranking, followed by University of British Columbia, which has been placed 41st in the world and second in Canada nationally. Third, which is again very popular university among the students who would like to go for the research-based or engineering program, McGill University, which has been ranked 45th in the world. Can you imagine Canadian University putting forward these three giant universities in top 50 in the world, where we do not have, as a India, we do not have a single university in top 50 ranking. There's a lot to learn from this education system, and of course, we need to work very hard onto our education system also to improvise. The government has taken the right moves in the right directions recently, and we are hopeful that in coming years, even we as an Indian will be proud to have our universities ranking among top 50, 100, 200 in the world. However, let's go and focus on to Canada. Apart from these top three universities, Toronto, British Columbia, McGill, other universities who made it to the top 200 in the world are the Master University and University of Alberta. They are ranking approximately around 116 in the world, and nationally they are ranked among top 10. University of Montreal, Waterloo, Ottawa, Calgary, and Western University ranks respectively among top 10 in the Canadian local ranking. By the way, since we're talking about ranking, also needs to showcase one very important thing, that ranking is not the only criteria to select the university. Because if you see what are the basis for ranking, so there are usually the five factors which any respectable ranking platform would use. Number one is the learning environment. That's a teaching quality, that they evaluate the teaching reputation, staff to student ratio, that how many students are sitting in the classroom for one teachers. Then the doctorate to bachelor ratio, then doctorate awards awarded to the academic staff of that university. Then the second criteria is research environment. So how many research papers have been published, how many research funding has been received, what are the research activities going on the campus. Third is the research quality, and then what are the research which has been implemented by the industry, how many research have really influenced the industry and industry products and services. Fourth is the international outlook of the university in terms of a mix of international students on campus, and recently that's the reason why a lot of our private Indian universities are also working towards this. And fifth is industry engagement. It means it could be again various ways that how many industry people are on your academic board, how do they influence your course curriculum, designing of course curriculum, and how industry ready are your students after the completion of course. It means that how easy for them to get a job as well. So these are the five areas. Not necessary all these areas will be very relevant to all the students. This could be a good indicator for the students to look at in terms of identifying the university for them. But let me also caution you that we have seen in last 17 years guided many students who may not have gone to top 200 but top 500, 600 in the world. By the way, top 600 में आने के लिए इंडिया के सिर्फ 9 IITs है. तो अगर आपको 9 टॉप के IITs के इक्वल यूनिवर्सिटी में बाहर जाना है, it's still possible. Sometimes we see the parents become too demanding. They say that okay, our son has scored 80%, but he wants to go to the top 100 university, which we got to be reasonable. But even if you get into top 600, which is equivalent to top 9 IITs, well, you have got a good chance to get into the decent career if you put up good efforts in the end. So this is how the ranking looks like for the Canadian University. Certainly, they are making a good move. Second, very welcoming news came from UAE. And friends, you know that UAE for last 10 years is trying very hard, not only in the real estate sector, which we all know, and not only into the tourism sector, but now they are really for last 6 to 7 years, if I'm seeing them closely, they have given a lot of importance to the improving the education system in UAE. UAE were among the first country in the Middle East to welcome the international university campuses on their nation. There are international campuses which are there for last 15 to 16 years. But last 5 to 6 years, UAE government has really put forward a lot of initiatives which is helping them to get attention of international students, and that's the reason why a lot of Indians are also started going to UAE for last 5 to 6 years. So the news coming from UAE, from the Higher Education Research Department, is that they are significantly reducing the paperwork which is required for students to apply for the admissions and visa process. And as per the pilot process which they've already tested, they're saying that the documents requirement has dropped from 14 to just 4. Can you imagine this initiative making 70% of reduction in terms of documentation formalities to be completed before you even being accepted by the university as well as by the visa authorities of UAE. That they have also streamlined this streamlined process, which they have already tested, is now also have increased the number of institutes recognized by them, so that students can immediately come and apply for the admissions. So they have doubled the number of institutes. What happens, okay, every foreign government, they may also have got the internal list कि हर कंट्री से कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज या डिग्रीज को वो लोग एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, वो डिग्रीज, वो यूनिवर्सिटीज डीम्ड हो, प्राइवेट हो, पब्लिक हो, how many universities we recognize, so that the students coming from that country and that university can immediately get into admission without much hassle. So they have doubled that recognition numbers from 5,780 institutes to 12,180. I mean, it's amazing that how many universities now been accepted and recognized, and how it would be easy for the students now to seek an admission and visa. That would also help to have the rejection rate falling from 8.3% to just matra 3.5%. So this is how the government is making the job easier for the international students to come. And believe me, these are the reasons why probably the students are really, really looking forward. And we have got a lot of students who we have guided them. They are leading a successful career in UAE now. And these are the reasons why you can also look at UAE as an international education destination. Those who have never traveled to Middle East, or they have got very different mindset, I just advise you, एक बार आप समर वेकेशन आ रहा है या अभी तो वहाँ पे बहुत गर्मी है, बट स्टिल एक बार आप यूएई विजिट कर लो. आप जब, अगर आप अभी तक नहीं गए हो, आप जब जाओगे और देखोगे, आपका पूरा माइंडसेट चेंज हो जाएगा कि हाउ मॉडर्न दैट कंट्री लुक्स लाइक. आई मीन, to my advantage, I've been traveling for last 15 years, and I travel every year to more than 10 to 12 countries. I'm telling you guys what the progress I have seen in UAE. They are leaving all the big names and cities of the world from the Western and American countries behind. Believe me, the infrastructure, the facilities, the tourism, the international mix of the people, the kind of lifestyle you enjoy is out of the world, and it is to experience rather than explaining in words. So that's what come from UAE. And the third news for the session is that congratulations that the UK and India has finally inked the free trade agreement. The India has been doing a lot of agreements across various countries, and this is a big announcement because as a result of this FTA signed between Indian and UK government, there are lots of streamlinings happening for the post-study job opportunities, especially in the sector of IT and finance for the international students and Indian students specifically. So Indian student can benefit out of this FTA. अभी क्वेश्चन है कि भाई FTA दो गवर्नमेंट ने साइन किया, उससे हम इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स का क्या फायदा होगा? So let me tell you that the job opportunity is now going to increase in IT and finance, and as a result of that, the government is the UK government is looking forward to offering these job opportunities mostly to the Indian students who are looking forward to join the course and get into this company. So it's also, these agreements includes the mutual recognition of qualification in the field of law, architecture, accounting, which facilitate the students to get the easier admission process into this particular country. And hence, not only career, but your admission becomes easy. There are lots of job opportunities. I was just skimming through the data for you to share with you. I mean, for me to share with you, and I'll just read out from my screen and let me do, yeah. So it signals a new era of opportunity whereby 150,000 students who are already studying in UK and the students who are in preparation to go for to study in UK are going to get benefited through this, what do we call this, social security contribution. अगर आपको पता हो कि जब आप स्टार्ट करते जॉब करना यूके में फॉर एग्जांपल, तो आपको एक सोशल सिक्योरिटी कंट्रीब्यूशन करना पड़ता है जो आपके सैलरी से डायरेक्ट डिडक्ट होता है, और ये सिक्योरिटी के फॉर्म पे पैसा गवर्नमेंट के पास होता है. व्हेन यू सेटल डाउन इन यूके एंड व्हेन यू गेट रिटायर्ड, देन दिस मनी इज यूज्ड फॉर योर medical and other purposes. So they have reduced the contribution amount for the international student for the first 3 years when you are in the job. So that's a great news. You know, you can save a little more money for yourself rather than contributing, because you also don't know कि आप यूके में वाकई में आगे फ्यूचर में रहना चाहोगे या नहीं रहना चाहोगे. So I think that's a very strong move from the government point of view, and then a lot of Indian students are going to get benefited out of it. So counselors, consultants who are listening to this program, they can definitely use this information to promote UK and inform the students that they will be getting benefited in that way. Okay. Great. So with this top 3 news, I have a few more things to share with you. I have got a few questions as well. But before that, let me also just highlight that what's happening, because a lot of concern has been raised that what's happening between India and Pakistan. Then the war has on a smaller scale, but has already started, and mostly it has been done in the northern part of India. And of course, it's a very concerning situation. However, I just wanted to draw some attentions because we can learn and we can take the positives from each situation. And it's just that we need to keep our eyes and ears open. Business needs to function. Of course, those who will suffer, it's not easy for them. But as a responsible citizen, as a responsible professional, as a responsible student who are looking for a career, you also have to be aware of what's happening. So the situation is tense, whereby the two countries are fighting with each other, and in this given scenario, how do you see yourself going abroad? I would say that this has been happening across the decades. Russia, Ukraine is happening, and then US has been involved in a lot of wars outside its territory, of course. But yes, then we had the conflicts in Europe, the internal conflict, the civil conflicts happened across Spain, Germany, France, we saw. So I believe that the world is really uncertain, and things keep on coming and going. What we need to see that how do we make best out of whatever the available situations are, and how do we move forward. My advice for the student is don't get consumed by media. Okay, media's job is to keep you busy, keep you engaged, because earlier the bulletin was for 2 hours in a day, then 4 hours, 6 hours. Now there is a full-time bulletin happening, full-time news channel. They need to cook up the stories, they need to run the same things again and again in a different format in order to run the show for entire 24 hours. That's not your job, it's their job. Remember, what people do, that they think that since the news is available, I want to hear that news, and then you unnecessarily just consume the news and you become just mere consumer. Look at your career in this given situation whereby we are crying that the jobs are not there, US is restricting the jobs and business opportunities for the people, especially from India and other countries and China. I'll tell you, the just day before morning news, that TCS, Tata Consulting Services, have rented out a property in Hyderabad at astonishing rent amount of 47 crore rupees, and they have backed a very big business project from US. So what I'm trying to say is that be smart like this. You need to find out the opportunities for yourself, whether you are a corporate consultant, counselor, or student, and don't get consumed by the media by just looking at the news. Look at what's future lies for you. So keeping that momentum on, you also see that a lot of drones have been used, to attack each other or to steal the information from borderline areas. Just to draw the attention on a positive note, the drones are becoming the thing in various aspects, where the humans are feared to go in terms of war-like situation, where it's very difficult to reach out to certain areas because of its geographical or environmental situation. Drones are continuously used, and hence drone technology is becoming one of the most foremost technologies for you to follow. And hence, if you are looking for computer science, computer engineering, I would suggest that look at the drone technology as a further specialization, which is going to be the future in various aspects. It's also been used, by the way, in the pharmaceutical industry, hospital industry, and not only for this reason, of course. So have a look at it, and then read this news from this angle, rather than just seeing that okay, drone has come and it has attacked this house or that property. See news behind the news and see that okay, the drones are making noise, and how can we get into, if you're a student who wanted to make a career in computer IT, why not you want to look at AI, ML, and drone technology? Well, with this, let's move ahead and let's take a few questions. I have got the questions already with me. Just a minute. Okay, here it is. So I think it's a very interesting question. The first question: how do post-study work visa duration vary across countries, and which ones offer the longest stay back period? Well, so post-study visa differ from country to country. Those who do not know, post-study visa is a visa which allows you to stay back in a particular country after the completion of course to seek a further career. It's not a work permit. Many a time people misunderstand. Many times even the journalists quote in a very negative way that post-study visa means work permit. No, it's just a permission for you to stay back in the country so that you can look for a job. And it's not a job. It's not a job permit. So the post-study work visa starts from as small as 6 months period in a country like Hungary to as long as 3 years period in a country like Canada and Australia. You can also get this stay back for 1 year in UK. Sorry, in France. Germany offers 18 months. UK and Ireland offer 2 years stay back options. So there are lots of options nowadays. Malaysia has recently added Indian students in the post-back scheme, and they are offering 1 year stay back for Indian students. So have a look at these countries so far as post-back is concerned. Then second question is, how do internship abroad work for international students, and are they paid or unpaid? Well, it's a good question. And recently what's happening is that internship is becoming very popular structure among the bachelor students specifically, and a lot of universities realizing that industry inclusion is a very important point in terms of your overall learning. Hence, what they're doing is that they are calling it as a co-op program, like in Canada, or internship based, optional internship based program in UK and Ireland. Sometimes they also offer this internship during the summer program, or they also call it a sandwich program. In a sandwich program, and for the 4 year, 3 years of bachelor's, what they do is that first and second year you study on campus, Third year, you go into the industry and get yourself a full-time internship. And then fourth year, you come back to the study and complete your bachelor's degree. That's also called a sandwich degree. So there are different ways and means through which you can put your classroom studies into practice. You go into the industry, you find the relevant job. University would assist you to find this internship, and the whole idea of the internship is to learn from the industry and see the practical application of the theory which you have learned in the classroom. Well, the second part of this question is the paid or unpaid. So, well, it's very subjective. Most of the countries would offer the internship, which could be a combination of paid and unpaid. Say, for example, if you go to Switzerland and if you're going for a hospitality management, well, Switzerland course structure is like that you go for a 3 years bachelor degree. Most of the university would offer you 6 months of study followed by 6 months of paid internship. And by law in Switzerland, when you are employed as an intern, you have to get your stipend. And the minimum stipend in Switzerland is 2,300 Swiss franc, which is approximately, as on date in Indian rupees, would be around 2 lakh rupees. So imagine yourself, if you are just 18 years old kid going for a first year bachelor in Switzerland for hospitality, culinary, or luxury brand management. And by the time you're 18 and a half, your salary may be more than 5 times than your elder friend or cousin who might be having 3 to 4 years of experience and still getting a salary of around 3 to 4 lakhs a year. Here you're getting 2 lakhs per month as a stipend, not even that's called a salary. So that's how some countries rewards you very aggressively in terms of the internship stipends. Whereas some countries also would offer you a very reasonable internship stipend, which would be just good enough to support your living expenses. Country like UK, country like Australia, country like Canada, whereby your co-op program or sandwich program or internship, optional internship based program would offer you to earn enough money, which could be approximately anywhere between 70,000 to 1 lakh rupees India, equivalent Indian per month, so that you can cover your living expenses. And the third category of the internship program could be the unpaid internship opportunities. Well, you need to prioritize what is more important to you. In my opinion, if you ask, of course, internship stipend looks attractive, but at the same time, look at what kind of internship you're getting, what quality of internship you're getting, what kind of organization or employers are there, what kind of job opportunities you're getting as an intern. Be reasonable, because as an intern you are not going to get anyways a very big job role, but it needs to be in alignment with your education ideally, and it should also allow you to uh, excel your practical skills or understanding of the concept which you have learned from the schools or college. If that is happening, then it becomes a personal choice. Do I want to give more importance to the profile and the industry or the organization, or do I give personal choice to the stipend? In my opinion, give more importance to the profile and the organization, because that becomes a part of your profile permanently, and that adds a lot of value to your profile to showcase that, say for example, you were intern at Google or Microsoft or Amazon for those many months, and then you bring with that experience which the future employer would really appreciate. Next questions, are online or hybrid degrees from foreign university equally valued for work visa or PR? Well, it depends from country to country. The Definitely the online degrees are not making you eligible for any form of stay back or PR options. Online degrees have got relatively lesser importance. Uh, in fact, in one of my sessions, I have mentioned that online degrees are completely meant for different class of students. Online degrees are suitable for the professionals who have already a good amount of experience in the industry, but since they do not have a formal education to excel in the industry, say for example in form of MBA, masters, or they would like to have the understanding of certain areas which may help them to excel or move forward in their professional qualification, in their professional journey. If you want to be promoted to be a regional director, and the company has put forward some conditions, and one of the conditions that you need to be a master degree holder along with say 12 years of experience, you have experience, you have graduation, but you are struggling to get masters, then the option remains that either you quit the job and find a full-time studies, or you continue your job whilst continuing you do your online course, and this is how you complement your experience with a master degree. So online education is basically meant for those students who have got the experience but they do not have a formal education. So in my opinion, these kind of candidates who have got 12, 15 plus years of experience and they cannot leave the job, family, city or their country where they're living, but still they want to upgrade their knowledge and qualification, yes, they can go for online. However, for a fresh graduates or undergrads or a student who have got less than 10 years of experience, it's strongly recommended that you go for a full-time course, because full-time course in any given situation would give you more practical experience by being there in that environment, talk to the people, live with them. And it's not about the degree alone. We are going for the whole, some international exposure. So just degree is not important. Your experience, your understanding of a different culture, maybe you pick up with a foreign language while you are there, your traveling experience, your experience of working in a different working environment, that all adds value to your profile. And of course, you enjoy the lifestyle, you earn maybe 10 times, 20 times, 100 times better salary than what you are earning in your respective country. And hence, it's advisable that go for full-time job. But however, if you do online or hybrid course, and hybrid course means the part of the studies you do in your native country and part of the course you do in a foreign country. If the hybrid course is having a less than 12 months of your stay in abroad, then again, both these categories would not give you the advantage of having a stay back options or a PR options. So I hope that answers the question which you tried to ask. Next question. I think this would be the last question. What are the top in-demand courses globally that improve PR and job chances after graduation? After that, I will read my chat and also I'll try to address some points there so that we finish on time. So, what are the top demand courses globally that improve PR and job chances after graduation? Well, it's a very loaded question because it has got a lot of things to discuss, but I'll just try to summarize. So, when you talk about the PR and PR related courses which will help you to get PR easily, there are majorly, I would divide the entire world into three categories: the countries which are offering PR, countries which are offering work permit, and countries which are not offering either of this. So we are not talking about the third category. We are not even concentrating on second category, but we are concentrating on the first category of the countries which offer stay back. That means for a work permit and also opportunity for a PR over the period of time. So in this, again, there are a few new countries that have been added, but just with the time limit we have. So I would just focus on Canada, Australia, New Zealand, which are traditionally being recognized as the best countries in the world for last over 3 decades in terms of offering their PR. So if you look at Canada, if you'd like to note it down, I'll just immediately take out some of the subjects. So if you're looking for Canada and if you're looking for high points for PR, the job in demand list you need to always look at from, and this keeps on updating as and when the government has got the different requirement. So Canada at the moment has got the requirement in the healthcare sector, and then you can look for the courses related to nursing, public health management, physiotherapy. These are the very important courses to go for. This areas would allow you to have a easy job opportunities and higher ranking, higher points to get for the PR. Second in Canada is information technology, of course, AI, data science, cybersecurity, other courses which you should look for. Engineering, civil, mechanical, electrical are more sought after. Early childhood education, which is not many people know here in India, unfortunately, but Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, these students really take the benefit of getting into the education sector. So you can go for the early child education programs at the master's level, and you would get extra point in Canada for the provincial nominees. So again, that's a point. And last would be like logistic and supply chain management. Again, it's a big thing. And post-COVID, the growth has been tremendous in that particular area in Canada. Next is Australia. For the high points, look at the nursing and healthcare. Again, the registered nurses are very much in demand, skill-based jobs in this area. IT and computer science, especially the software, cybersecurity, business analytics courses would be in demand. Engineering, civil, electrical, and mining engineering, because Australia has got one of the biggest mines in the world. So maybe you want to go for a mining courses and mining related engineering program. Social work and community services. Again, very neglected area. But if you come from the background, and we have got a career counseling for the students who would want to identify whether they are. There are many people who want to do social work, but what happens, we have got the Indian taboo that you have to be an engineer, a doctor, or any science graduate to be in a professional environment. But if your heart is there to help out the other people in community, the social work courses are very much available. They are very much in demand. Look into Australia for high points for PR. And again, teaching. So a lot of teachers and school principals at the school, higher secondary schools and college level are required. Third country is New Zealand. PR friendly programs would be healthcare again, nursing, midwifery courses, paramedicine courses. You can go to the university website or you can contact us and we'll be able to help you. Construction engineering, again, quantity surveying, civil engineering is especially in demand in New Zealand. And especially you can also pinpoint the city or state in that particular country where you want to go. Like in civil New Zealand, I would suggest if you take anything related to construction engineering, you should look at Christchurch, because the city and the state is entirely being rebuilt, and then it's a big plan for till 2030. A lot of government investments are happening in the construction and reconstruction, so you should look into that. IT sector, software development, system analyst core programs are very much in demand. Then very important is agri-business and horticulture. We know that we have got a lot of respected universities here in India, especially in tier 3 cities of India, where we have got agriculture universities. I would strongly suggest you, if you have got the interest in agro business, not necessarily you want to become a farmer. What I mean to say is that if your father, parents, or you want to get into a business which is related to agri, and again, it's a big business to do, and big job opportunities and career opportunities to be an entrepreneur here in this area. Organic food, plant-based food, lots of things are happening, and a lot of modernization is happening in this area. I would suggest look at New Zealand. There are universities. There are some universities which are completely dedicated for agribusiness courses, and there are some universities who offer a good amount of courses in that particular area. So you can look at this course for your PR point of view, and of course, New Zealand also famous for the education course. The education course which I have mentioned to you, like early child education or education as in general, there are some courses which has got the high points for the PR point of view. Okay, great. So I hope that this session was useful. I will try to take some questions which here. Uh, this one question. Thank you for appreciating online hybrid. I've already got Anam Khan. How do you post work visa? Okay, this already covered. Then CV Ramana, Mr. CV Ramana has asked, spouse visa is applicable for only doctorate or for masters also. So again, the country to country it differs. Most of the countries do offer the some of the countries do offer the spouse visa, and usually it offers at the master's level as well. So what you can do is that you can check with us with your complete background, and we'll be in a better position because I may not be having a correct information to give it to you at the moment. But yes, master's programs is good enough in certain countries which would allow you to take your spouse. And if you take your spouse, then some countries also allow a spouse to either study or to work whilst the students who is there at the master's level is studying. So this becomes a win-win situation. You can still get some income coming in and then support your expenses. But please contact us for more details, and our counselor will be able to help you in the right direction. So thank you, friends, for joining me on Ask Aslam. And every Saturday we do this program in order to educate you on what's happening about the industry and take some live questions. I will see you next time, next Saturday. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.